Hello there, everybody. This is Rebecca, but you can call me Mossy for short. And today I will guide you into the world of crochet. And this is the most basic of crochet, so this is a good thing to get you off the ground. So today you will need a crochet hook, preferably big, but you can use whatever you have, will be fine. But I find it easier if you have a big hook and you're learning on a big hook, and if you are learning on a lighter shade of yarn like this, because darker colors of yarn will be very hard to see your stitches and it can be hard, but it can be done. So you can use whatever you have at home, doesn't really matter, but I find it easier with a lighter shade of yarn and a bigger hook. It is just easier to learn on. So what we're going to do is we're going to set our crochet hook aside because our first step, we will not need it. So what we're going to learn right now is the slip knot, which is a little loop that we put on our crochet hook to basically start everything crochet. So what we'll do, I'll refer to this as the short tail and this is the long tail. And it seems like my doggy has come to visit. Hello there, Chloe. Anyway, so how to do our slip knot. So we put our little short tail in between our thumb and our finger. We'll take our long tail and we'll wrap nicely around like that to where we have this one little band on our hand. With our long tail, we'll kind of push it through. Push it through like a little loop. Like right there. We'll take all of this off and we'll kind of pull it just like this. Like there's a nice little knot there. You will know if you did it right if one, there is a loop like this and it comes apart nicely. That is how you know that you do things very well in crochet, is if they come apart nicely. So we'll do that again. Short tail in between our finger and our thumb. We'll wrap it around again. And then we push our long tail through this band on our hand. Take all of this off. And we'll just pull until there's a nice tight knot. And then we'll know if we did it right. It comes all apart. There are several ways to do a slip knot, and that is not the most common way I do it. I do it a really weird way, which is kind of like that. How you can do anything crochet, you can crochet however you want, as long as you get the end result you want. So what we will do now is we will now take our crochet hook. Holding the crochet hook, it should be a very relaxed position. You can kind of hold it kind of like how you hold a pencil, and it needs to be very relaxed. A lot of new beginning crocheters, they are very tight and very tense. There's no need to be tense. It's all good, and nobody is good at crocheting first off, and I will make it look super easy. So what we will do is with our short tail, don't work with that because it will run out very shortly. So we want our long tail. We will wrap this around our hook. We always wrap from the back. Now this is the tricky part. Now what we'll do is this new loop, we will bring it right through this old loop, and we have formed our first chain. We'll wrap it around, bring the new through the old. Sometimes that is a very tricky motion to get people down, but it is a very essential motion to have. There is a cheater way to do this, where you can wrap it around. You can take your old loop and pull it right over. That is a very basic cheater way to do it. But wrap around, pull it through the old. Wrap it around, pull it through the old. I'm going to see how many I have on here. 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 chains on here. It is okay if your chain does not look just like this. I've been crocheting a long time. I have done it a lot. Trust me, I do it a lot. Especially watching TV. But anyway, practice and practice and practice the chain and get very comfortable with it. I would say that for anything, whatever you see in this video, practice, because practice makes everything better at it. It just does. Just trust me. So to start on our single crochet, to see, I have 5 chains and I'll do 5 stitches across. What we will want to do is we will want to do an extra chain to where we're at 6 chains. Now the reason why we do this is because this chain right here, it will eventually get swallowed up, and that's, I guess, so it doesn't look like it's like all like conjoined together and looks weird. So we're not going to go inside this chain, we're going to go inside this chain, the second chain from the hook. Oops, I had my yarn caught. So we're going to just go simply in that chain. Now what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it just like before, and we're going to take that new yarn and we're going to pull it through just the chain. Now what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it again and we're going to pull it through 2 of the loops. And that is how you do the single crochet. So now I'll show you again. So we go inside the chain and we will wrap it around again. Oops. And we'll pull through the chain, wrap it around again, and pull through both the loops. And now we have 2 crochet. And you will make your way down each of these chains at the single crochet. You will go through each chain. We'll go through the chain, wrap it around, pull through just the chain, wrap it around again, and pull through both of them. And we'll keep doing this. I'll do it nice and slow so you can keep seeing and watching me do this until we're at the last chain, and we'll do our normal thing. So remember how I said I had 5 chains and I was going to do 5 stitches across. What we will want to do is we will want to count back our stitches. So the way that I count my stitches is I count these little V's on the top. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So we have the right amount of stitches. If you don't have the right amount of stitches, that's okay. If this is your first time, it's okay. We're just getting the stitch down, but for later on when your stitches look more uniform, you will want to learn how to count and keep count. So to turn the row, what we will need to do is we're going to have to do just 1 chain, just like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to flip our work to its back side. So now this is a little bit weird, kind of like how I said working in the second chain from the hook. It's kind of the same principle. We don't go in this first V, we go in the second V. And we go through both of the loops. So it kind of looks like you've gone through 2, but I just count it as 1. And we're going to do our single crochet just like we did before. But this time, instead of going inside of a chain, it's going through those V's. And it's just like that. And feel free to always pull more yarn out of your ball of yarn, or skein of yarn as the fancy crochet people call it. So now we're at the end of the row. What we will do is we will chain 1 and we will flip our work. Now your last stitch looks a little bit different. The chain 1s in this case do count as a stitch. So it does kind of look weird, and a lot of beginner crocheters, they tend to miss this stitch. So this is our last V. It may be a little bit tough to go through there, but that's okay. We're going through there. Because see, if I were to stop here, this chain, it does count as a single crochet. It's a little bit hard to see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. We would have already decreased 1 stitch. This kind of weird looking thing right here, I always go in this little strand right there. And it's a little bit tough to go through, just as my needle squeaked. That's how you know you're crocheting too tight. And you just do a normal crochet stitch. And it'll be at the end of the row. The first and second row, you don't have to worry about that, but from 3 on, you do have to worry about that. So that is the single crochet. And that is all of the basics I will be teaching you today, because I think for beginners, this is definitely a mouthful to learn. So before we get ambiguous and go on to new stitches, practice this one stitch and feel free, and don't get upset about this because everybody has to do it. Even I have to do it. Every skill crocheter has to do it. They have to take apart their work. And you know that you've done it right if it comes apart very nicely, just like how it's doing right now. And don't get too upset about it, because you will be doing it a lot, especially if you're beginning and you're doing these basic crochet things, and especially if you've never done it before. So I hope this video has helped you out today, and I hope that you love crochet and really get into it today. So anyway, see you later. Bye!